Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new to my channel, and welcome back to Beacon Pines. Today we are going down this path that involved Luka, Rolo, and Beck trying to solve the mystery of what's happening in the town. And they discovered the source, and we had chosen to have Luka weep because that was the only option that we had at the time, but now we have another option to hum as his grandmother is trying to destroy the source. So let's see where this takes us. Let's just jump right into it.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luka had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind, the only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luka had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luka was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
This is so pretty. I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing something though.
Luka lifted his head in astonishment.
I was supposed to click the button.
The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo. The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luka blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying
I'm sorry,
to
what?
see more clearly.
Is this his mom?
He could just make out the impression of a familiar face.
Oh my god.
He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother.
Oh my god. I'm really disappointed in myself for not figuring this out, considering during one of the paths when Beck got splashed with the goo, Beck's hair turned gray. So it makes sense if she got hit with goo that she became elderly.
Only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom!
Luka sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother.
This also makes sense as to why they found the obituaries for his actual grandma.
They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were gone. You should have known I was never abandoned my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luka, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luka. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luka, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luka. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then, what do we do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luka gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know. 7 months ago, Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus liquamen. There were dozens of them. Every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man is a liar. Excuse me. I will not. This town has a dangerous secret, and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated... Mrs. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to... You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please? Don't you all see? This festival's a sham. An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just sneaky as the dickens?
We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable so that she can get the help she needs.
She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown.
I feel like there needs to be like epic music or something with this.
You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is...
That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncreed.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, this little puppy dog is the cause of all of this? Oh my god. I just realized this is the creator. He's a puppy. Okay, so the thing that they were experimenting with was an anti-aging solution, essentially, and he has found a solution and made himself a puppy. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. Ah, the ever-tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. You've been quite the thorn in my side. Like a weed that's burrowed in where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look dreadful.
He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party. But alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter. Your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr. Yes, sir. It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for the rousing oratory. I will take it from here. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. You have done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
It's creepy.
A hushed horror gripped the crowd. This is a story about change.
What? No. So you didn't see that coming? Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. Ha! Wonderful.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you malicious bastard.
Oh, we still have more. Okay.
I'm glad you're back so that I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again.
Sorry. This is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr. Kerr.
William Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
You coward! Does anyone else have something to contribute?
A helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Did you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools. You people should be celebrating my return. You are clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy? I give you both the greatest gift a parent can give. The opportunity to prove yourself in my absence. Squandered. To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement. But Silence, Augustus. An adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Eris, you fail me with admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I have been wasting my time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can just live forever? But what about the... It's all right, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where's Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you've said enough. Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter. Cheer up. You are about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor, desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I am willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty.
Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of Perennial Harvest?
Ha! You think that puffed-up blatherskite could have accomplished all of this? Dawn, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow. You've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire, at your service. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It was truly the role of a lifetime. Wait, so this Bill Kerr was a patsy the whole time? Now that your secret is out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most. And I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. Ha! The young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. If things would have gone a bit differently, you might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought. But well worth it.
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough chit-chat. Let's get to the work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer.
Ah, I see.
The end.
Shady business schemes. Make it cold so that people have to buy your miracle growth.
This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
Wow. Okay, so the next spot is up here. Okay, so this occurred after Luka was telling Nun Creed about Rolo being captured at the factory. Sweet. Let's just go ahead and jump into it.
There was a malice lurking behind those eyes, like a trap ready to spring. Luka felt the weight of Nuncreed's hand on his shoulder. Something wasn't right. He didn't know why, but something was telling Luka to get out of there.
I just want this to all be over. Of course, I'm sure it will all work out soon enough. I should get going. I told Roxy I'd check for Rolo at the treehouse.
Luka twisted free of Nuncreed's grasp.
Of course. Luka, you know your dad and I were good friends back in the day. You can come to me with anything. Anything at all. That makes that, like, so much worse that he and his dad were friends. I can't talk to anybody? Okay. I don't know where I'm supposed to go, though. Because we know that in this one, Rolo is definitely not at the treehouse. Oh, here we go, puppies. These festival decorations are a bit humdrum. Now, if I were to throw a festival, it would be a thing to behold. I agree. This is all a little more than sad. It's worse than sad. It's boring. What if we did a little something to spice things up? I'm listening. You know that festival sign waiting to be unveiled? It would be a shame if someone...
The two scurried off, eagerly formulating a plan.
My perception of him has changed so much now that I know he's actually Sharper. I don't like him. And he was such a cute little puppy dog. I guess Mrs. Fratelli is getting ready for the festival. Can I talk to you? He looked down and muttered in a gruff voice. Mama always told me my problems would look smaller once I grew up. But my problems always seemed to grow along right side with me. To grow right along with me. Heavens, I sense big trouble ahead. Identify yourself, please. Nellie Moodwell. Moodwell. I work here now. I am unable to locate you on your staff roll. Oh, I don't officially start until tomorrow. Mr. Kerr said I could come in early tonight to get a few things done. Hold, please. Clearance authorized. Thank you. Our harvest awaits. Whoa. You could get a wrench to the noggin sneaking up on a guy like that. Don't scare a man while he's junkin', Sonny. Evening, Jeff. Isn't it kind of late to be junkin'? I might as well ask the same thing of you.
Find anything good?
Ever since Perennial Harvest moved in, even the junk is trash. You can learn a lot about a person by looking at what they throw away. With this bunch, it's all shredded paper and coffee cups.
Well, I better get going.
I didn't see nothing if you didn't see nothing.
See what?
Exactly.
Don't want to talk to you. Good, I can't. Can't talk to you either, you're sleeping. Could I cross this river the whole time? No, just in the frozen section. Can't talk to you either. Can I talk to you? Hey, Jetson. Have you seen Rolo come this way by chance?
Afraid not. And elusive as the fish is in this pond here.
Oh, I'm fishing again. Can I get new things? I can get new things. Okay,
Luka
let's try
wrapped
fishing
a
this.
twig of thyme around the hook. Some fish have refined taste.
I didn't know I could keep coming back here. Property of Sharper Valentine. Figures. If he had his way, property of Sharper Valentine would be written on everything in this town. Should we give it back to him? He may not even want it back. The man's got contentious relationship with time. We'll keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up. Huh. So are there 6 items that I can get?
Luka tied a bent nail onto the line. If all you have is a hammer...
I don't know what the rest of that said. That didn't make sense to me. What is that? Oh, it's Mr. Nuncreed and his dad. It's a photo of you and Uncle Joseph. Let me see that. Huh. Look at those 2 young fools. How'd it end up in the bottom of the pond? Who can say? Some things are just hard to explain. I miss Uncle Joseph. How come he doesn't come fishing with us anymore? He's busy with his new job at Valentine's. What's a new job got to do with him fishing with us? It's complicated. Like I said, some things are hard to explain.
Luka stuck a toy stretchy hand onto the hook. Those things always get dirty anyway.
This also gives more context to the backstory. Should we give it to Mom? She likes jewelry. That's a sweet thought, Buckaroo. But I'm not sure she'd fully appreciate a pond bracelet.
Luka tied a small magnet to the line, fishing with the law of attraction.
A key. Does it go to the locked door? Where do you think the lock is for this key? Now, why would we want to find that? Because we would want to know the secret. That's no fun. The second we know what it unlocks, it just becomes a boring old key. Right now, this key could unlock anything. Cool.
Luka wrapped some tape around the hook. Hey, you never know.
It's got a bunch of big words written on it. Let's see that. We regret to inform you that your application for property rights with respect to the Beacon Pines CBD and surrounding area has been rejected. Who is that for? Applicant Valentine Estate. Good. Good.
Luka placed a sinker on the line. Sometimes the best stuff is at the bottom of the pond.
So this explains where all of the random badges went. Because we had found a bunch of badges and they weren't showing up in the options with the storyline. So it makes sense that it's here in the fishing pond, so that we can use it for more info on the backstory. Malice 80 proof whiskey. A hard liquor for a hard man.
Best leave that be. Takes a real piece of work to leave something like that lying around. Oh, I got an achievement. Well, that's quite a haul. Feels like a good time to pack up.
Aw, just a little bit longer.
If things lasted forever, they might not feel as special, huh?
I guess.
I'll make you a deal, Buckaroo. If you ever feel like you need to talk, about anything at all, you just say, "Let's go fishing," and I'll know what you mean.
Like a secret password?
Yep, top secret.
Neat.
Cute. Okay, so I guess that takes care of all of the fishing. I mean, Rolo's not up here. I don't know why. Right, okay, so this isn't when... So Rolo did get taken, but Luka doesn't know that he had gotten taken yet. Because they had run off in separate directions, and then in the morning, Roxy had told him that he's missing. Got it. Rolo?
He aired a long holler into the woods.
Rolo! Rolo, wherever you are, I hope you're okay.
Luka felt his eyes getting heavy and plopped into the beanbag. He conceded to its lumpy embrace. Once again, Luka found himself in a vast black expanse. This time, he knew exactly where to go. He took a single confident step forward. The world flickered and pulsed. He found himself standing in front of the frigid air of a blazing campfire. The source. He plopped down cross-legged and gazed into the cold flame. Soon enough, the fire began to die out, popping sporadically, until all that was left was a single ember. Luka stood up and dusted himself off. He plucked the glowing ember from the cold ash, examined it, and slid it into his pocket.
Is it calcifer?
A keepsake. The voice of his father spoke behind him. "You made me proud, Buckaroo." Luka turned to face him. "Dad, what is this place?" A warm grin grew across his father's face. "A place where everything that has been and everything that could be all wait together." Luka found himself staring at his father's face, trying as hard as he could to memorize every single detail. Wait? For what? Another voice spoke out as Luka's doppelganger stepped forward. "That's up to you." Without knowing why, Luka began to weep. Is any of this real? Are you real?" Luka's father bent down to smudge away a tear. "Of course. I'm as real as the part of you that misses me." Luka turned to look at the older version of himself. "And you?" The doppelganger choked back tears. "I'm as real as the part of you that's angry he's gone." Does that make sense? Through his tears, Luka laughed. "I think so." His father pulled him in for an embrace. "Time to go, Buckaroo." Luka was startled from his dream by a banging on the floor.
Are you in there?
A commanding voice rumbled from below. Just as Luka sprang to lock the entry hatch, the door knocked open.
Oh God.
Chapter 5. Dangers Big and Small. Luka stumbled back. He heard the rope ladder creak under significant weight. Keeping his eyes fixed on the hatch, he inched backward to the balcony. As his hand grasped the door handle, Luka froze. A large figure clumsily wriggled up through the hole.
Oh. Oh God, I don't know how to... This is... Wait, is this Rolo or is this his dad? Stop right there. Or I'll... Sheesh, I know it's dark and all, but I figured you'd recognize me. Whoa. But he's so big. Who are you?
The large figure cocked its head inquisitively.
Stop now or I'll clobber you with a baseball bat. Whoa, 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 take it easy. Luka, you need to get your eyes checked. It's me, Rolo. Nice try, but I know you aren't Rolo. You're like one of his random uncles or something. Where is he? Uncle? Luka, quit messing around. It's me.
If it is really you, prove it.
Flamin' chicken coop, Luka.
Luka's jaw dropped. He peered more closely at the man standing in front of him. Something about him was undeniably Rolo, only bigger, older, changed.
How? What happened to you? When I was running away, I ran into some people. When I was running away, I ran into more people in those yellow suits. They grabbed me and dragged me away.
What? Where did they take you?
Dunno. They threw a bag over my head. It was cold and smelled like a swimming pool. I think it was an underground lab or something. They made my hands all big. Look!
Rolo proudly presented his hands to Luka.
Pretty sweet, right? I mean, it wouldn't be my first pick for a superpower. But beggars can't be choosers.
Rolo, it wasn't just your hands.
My feet too? Oh my god. Dang, Pa just made me new shoes. Wait, Luka, why are you so small?
Luka moved to the side and pointed Rolo to his reflection in the balcony window.
What the?
His hands shot up to his face.
Holy Toledo!
Rolo, what did they do to you?
They made me drink some sort of green crud.
Ew.
Actually, it wasn't too bad. It kind of tasted like licorice. I passed out and woke up like this. And then I sorta smashed open my cage and escaped.
Whoa, you smashed open a cage?
Kinda. At least I think I did. It's all a bit of a blur.
They had you in a cage? Who are these people? I don't know who did this to you, but we're gonna fix it.
Fix it? This is awesome!
Well, I'm just glad you're safe now.
Luka, you don't need to worry about me. Sure, I got snatched, but look at it this way. I got snatched. I know where snatched people go. We may finally have a lead on what happened to your family.
But we already know what happened to his family. Maybe you're right, but this all seems dangerous.
Danger. Ha!
Rolo shadowboxed a few jabs.
He's so excited. I'll take them all on.
Hey, fellas, what's up?
With a yelp, Rolo dove behind Luka.
Ah! Take cover!
Did I come at a bad time?
Who the heck are you?
This is Beck. Sorry, something truly bizarre just happened and I need help. I didn't know where else to go. So, you're just hanging out here with your large adult friend?
No, this is my buddy Rolo.
This is your missing friend? One and the same. He seems a little old.
I'll have you know this is a recent development.
What the heck does that mean?
Oh, I'm sorry, you're the one who just showed up out of nowhere. So we'll be asking the questions here.
That's fair. How did you find us? Your silly little treehouse?
I think you mean our silly little mission control.
I hate to break it to you, but your secret path isn't so secret. And I could hear your racket from a mile away.
See, Luka, this is why we need to improve security around here.
Not now, Rolo. Beck, you said something bizarre happened? Yeah, but
She shot a nervous glance at Rolo.
anything you can say around me, you can say around Rolo. This has been a weird day all around, hasn't it?
Yep.
Beck's eyes narrowed.
Okay, so it all started when I made it back home. My first order of business was to try to salvage my hair.
Oh, right, because this was when she got splashed.
So I dyed it with some stuff from the chemistry set my mom gave me. Okay, just need to play it cool. And hope no one notices.
Notices what?
Oh, nothing. I was just...
Come over here, let me have a look. Oh, honey, what in the world did you do to your hair?
I just kind of felt like a change.
This is gonna take forever to grow out.
You were the one who said that change was a good thing, right?
I was talking about your mother's new job. I was talking about us moving.
Well, I guess I just took your lesson to heart.
Ilona tried to put on a smile.
Before I forget, I came up here to tell you that Nellie has to go into work.
Tonight?
Her and Mr. Kerr decided it would be good for her to get some things done before tomorrow.
That Kerr guy seems like a grade A creep.
Yep. Beck.
He is. Him and his weird cult of personality.
You are not going to ruin this job for Nellie. It means too much to her.
Oh, I know exactly how much it means to her. It means enough to her to exile her own daughter to this podunk town. This place sucks. The people are weird.
You just don't know them yet.
It's always cold.
We're in the mountains. You'll get used to it.
I can't even pick up a single decent station on the radio. It's all banjo music and farm reports.
You know I grew up in a town not that different from this one.
Is that why you're better at talking to plants than people?
Ouch! Ouch, Beck! That was mean! Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. First of all, you're grounded.
What?
In the morning, I'll have Nellie come and see what we can do about fixing your hair. You need to look presentable for the festival.
But...
Not another peep.
She sighed, and after a moment, looked down at Beck sympathetically.
I know moving is hard, honey. But that doesn't mean you have to make yourself miserable all the time.
Other people seem to have that covered for me.
Oh, and if you decide to rebel by dyeing your hair more...
She flashed a sly grin and tousled Beck's hair.
I'll just shave it off for you. Think of how rebellious you'll look then.
Very funny.
Thank you. Good night, sweetie.
Good night, Mom.
Wait. First of all, this town does not suck. Second, you need help because you got grounded?
No.
I'm sorry you got into trouble. It's my fault your hair got screwed up in the first place.
Don't worry about it. I actually kind of like this look.
Great. Can we get back to the story now?
This next part is the important bit. I have this radio I upgraded with my mom, and I was too angry to sleep. So I tried to dial in something worth listening to.
Mr. Kurt, are you there? Mr. Kurt? Yes, I'm busy. What is it? Apologies, I have the founder on the line. Patch him through immediately. One moment. Hello, sir. It's so nice to hear from you. Skip the pleasantries. What's your report on our new lead researcher of deep engineering? Nellie Moodwill seems to be integrating nicely. At this very moment, she's working to help us meet our deadline. She's offered to work overtime before I even had the chance to suggest it. Excellent. And you have faith that she's capable of finishing the work left by her predecessor? Her work must be complete before the festival. I will make sure she stays day and night until it's accomplished. Good. You know how I feel about loose ends. Yes, sir. Once she has finished the work, we need to make a determination regarding her long-term prospects in the company.
Immediately, sir? I usually have more time to fully bring people into the fold. We are in the end game, Bill. After your failures with Dr. Prescott, I can't afford to take any risks. Of course, sir. No loose ends, sir. Once she finishes the work, she will either leave the office completely committed to Perennial Harvest, or she won't leave at all. Perfect. Sir, if I might suggest, maybe we should delay, just for a bit. Oh. It's just, we seem to be rushing to hit this festival deadline, and rushing into things has caused some issues in the past. I see. Please understand that I just want what's best for you. I'm eternally grateful for all that you've done for me. Bill, I'll make this very clear to you. I brought you in to make things run smoothly, not to have opinions. Of course, sir. Chin up, Bill. You are only a few days away from having everything you ever dreamed of. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Whoa. Yeah.
Just so we're clear, when they say loose ends, they were talking about murder, right? Like, actually unaliving someone? Capital unaliving?
Luka gave Rolo a quick elbow to the ribs.
Who is this founder? I was hoping you guys would know.
Nah, as far as we know, Kerr's the top banana at Perennial Harvest.
He sounded scared of this founder guy.
So, we have an even topper banana on the field.
What the hell is my mom caught up in? Has she talked about the job much? Not really. She said she was going to come in and continue the work of someone she respected.
Luka, do you think that body at the warehouse was
The person Beck's mom came to replace? That would make sense.
Beck? It seems like Nellie's predecessor got, loose-ended.
I'm getting that impression. Okay, so we need to get your mom out of there before the festival happens.
That's 2 days away. Won't she just come home after work?
The creep on the radio said they were going to hold her there until then. So, if she's not coming out, we gotta go in and get her.
Beck flicked a large sheet of paper out of her pocket and slammed it on the floor.
Maybe this'll help.
You have blueprints?
Well, it's really just a welcome map from my mom's PH orientation day. But it shows the layout.
Sure looks like blueprints to me. Look, there's the reception area. There's a big room marked Founder's Office. It even has the exits marked. Guys. We have a deadline. We have an objective. We have blueprints. You realize what this is, right?
Rolo started to wiggle with excitement.
I think we're heisting. This is officially a heist.
Chapter 6. The Heist. They spent the night's end huddled around that small map, formulating a plan to infiltrate the headquarters of Perennial Harvest. It would be no small feat. A modern facility equipped with all manner of technology, not to mention the swarm of clipboards that would most certainly be scattered throughout. By the time the sun began to peek through the car window used as a makeshift balcony door, all were in agreement. This could just work. The final day before the festival would be used to prepare. They'd need to pool every resource at their disposal, pull every favor with a thread, even enlist some unsavory characters around town with important tasks only they were suited for. Luckily, there was enough ill will and mistrust toward Perennial Harvest that alliances could be found at a bargain. Luka, Beck, and Rolo rubbed their eyes as they exited the treehouse. They hadn't slept at all that night. There was no time. The festival was to begin in 1 day, and they each had their assignments.
I'm a little confused as to why they didn't inform Roxy that Rolo was, alive. That's just me. Alright, quick recap. Rolo, you're gonna talk to Roxy. Okay, there's that. Cordially. Without her and Fitz, this whole thing could go bust.
Me? Cordial is my middle name.
Uh-huh. And how do you plan to explain your
He
new
waved vaguely at Rolo's sizable figure.
circumstance?
Bah, she'll be so happy I'm alive she won't even notice.
Beck snorted an involuntary giggle.
And Beck, you're sure Ilona won't just shoot this whole thing down when she hears it? She'll listen. Once she understands the danger Nellie is in, the danger we're all in, the plan will make sense. Okay. That leaves me with Jeff, then Iggy. How are you gonna persuade them? I'll think of something.
They each looked at each other with sleepy confidence and nodded.
Well, Godspeed.
Okay, so Jeff first. Can I talk to Dawn? Yes. You ever wondered why an agricultural company employs an army of survey takers? The clipboards? They say they're just trying to make us happy. Do they want to make us happy? Or just figure out what makes us happy? An important distinction. She's very smart. Very smart. Jeff. Hey, Jeff. What can I do you for? Well, I know how much you hate perennial harvest. Hate's a strong word. Oh, sorry. I mean, I didn't say it was a wrong word. Gotcha. So, we're gonna break into their headquarters, and I thought you might be able to help.
Jeff wheezed out a long snicker.
You see, I knew your kids were all right. Great, so you'll help?
The joy in Jeff's face drained instantly.
Not a chance. But give me one good reason I should risk my hide aiding and invading your rascals.
Looking into the sullen eyes of his would-be accomplice, Luka blurted out the first word that came to mind.
Oh, wow. This could go so many ways. Well, Jeff likes junk. So I think that's the right answer, so I want to go for a wrong answer first. Hide.
Jeff's brow perked up.
What'd you say? Go ahead and hide then.
Sensing some traction, Luka carried on with vigor.
Let a bunch of kids do what needs to be done. We're not afraid.
Jeff's scowl faded with a sigh.
Say what you will about old Jeff, and they all do. But you'll never hear him say, I hide from nothing.
One good stomp of the foot was all Jeff needed to drive his point home.
What was it you kids needed? Some sort of disguise. I've got just the thing. And while we're at it, that crate could come in handy. This ain't gonna be free, you know. I'm thinking 5 bags of sour gobs should cover it. Put it on my tab?
Luka offered out his open hand to seal the deal. With a firm and dusty grip, Jeff reciprocated.
Done. Swing by first thing in the morning. Also, I know Jeff's voice keeps changing. Please ignore it. Hey, Tish. Look who it is. Luka, are you here to try to tickle us to death again? Look, just hear me out.
Iggy raised an eyebrow suspiciously.
We're listening. Iggy, I know we've both been giant bags of malice to each other. Malice? Wow, Tish, smart guy here with his smart guy words thinking he's impressing us. Scram, we ain't interested.
Luka knew they'd need Iggy and Tish to pull this off. He tried again.
Iggy, I know we've both been giant bags of shit to each other.
Iggy gave a reluctant shrug.
You're not wrong. But lately, life has been kinda hard, you know? Hard? Yeah, well, life's always hard. Get over it. We ain't interested. Oh, okay, so these options don't really lead to any endings, it seems. I just have to pick the right choices.
Iggy gave a reluctant shrug.
Strange, you know?
Iggy considered the point.
Things have been weird around here.
So I'm offering a truce and asking you for help. What do you say we... break our hostilities, at least for now.
We do like breaking things,
That's why I chose that one.
even if a truce means less breaking things.
What if I told you there was a way to have a truce and break stuff?
Go on.
I need you to cause a distraction so I can sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ.
A wild-eyed grin spread across Iggy's face.
My, Luka Van Horn. I'm impressed.
And after this is all done, maybe you and Tish can come hang out at the treehouse sometime.
Iggy glanced over to Tish, who nodded in agreement.
Fine. But not because we want to see your crappy treehouse.
You want to see the treehouse. You said so in the other ending.
We just like to cause chaos.
I mean that too.
With a quick nod, Luka was off.
Did you hear that, Tish?
Iggy gazed up at Tish with a smile.
He invited us to hang out at the treehouse.
A single tear ran down Tish's cheek.
I never expected this day to come. How wonderful. She said sentences.
Chapter 7. Into the Hive. A good heist requires preparation. And thorough preparation takes time. Something they had precious little of. So far, everything was in order. Jeff, Iggy, and Tish all agreed to do their part. Beck radioed Luka that night with a simple and covert message. "We're locked and loaded on my end." And Rolo, after a lengthy confession, managed to persuade Roxy and Fitz to help. He stowed away in mission control for the night to avoid attracting attention. Rolo, being uniquely suited for the role, would be the first to breach Perennial Harvest. The outfit provided by Jeff wasn't perfect, but a convincing disguise is 10% wardrobe, 90% confidence. Rolo took a few vigorous breaths and shook out his arms.
Just take home, Rolo. You can do this.
His little mustache.
Got your delivery here.
Delivery? I don't have anything in my notes about a delivery. One moment. I'm so sorry, but there's no delivery scheduled for this morning.
Right.
He had to think quick.
That's because this goes directly to the founder. He asked that it be kept a secret.
Rolo sighed, adjusting his tool belt.
You know how the founder can be.
I suppose we can leave this one off the records.
Our harvest awaits and such.
With a stroke of his mustache, Rolo proceeded into the Perennial Harvest headquarters.
Our harvest awaits.
Package here for the founder.
Oh? I didn't hear anything about...
Yeah, this is a need-to-know kind of thing. I'll just check.
He stammered and flipped through the pages of his clipboard.
This goes directly to the founder. We don't have time to fill you in.
Oh, I see. If you could just complete this form...
Rolo interrupted with urgency in his voice.
Every time with the forms. Look, if you want to explain to the founder why I'm late, well, it's your funeral.
I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again?
Rolo panicked.
Our harvest awaits.
That's a restricted area.
Excuse me, sir. Our harvest awaits.
Ready to light this candle, Tish?
Yep.
Suck on this Perennial fist. Perennial ham fist.
What was that?
The distraction was enough for Rolo to regain his confidence.
Just open the damn door. I've got a job to do.
The clipboard fumbled around in a frenzy.
I should check on that noise. Oh, come on. Just buzz me in already. Okay. Phew. That was close.
Our harvest awaits.
Hey, I figured, when in doubt, stick with the classics.
Well, that was a close one. But you pulled it off. Nice work, Rolo. Alright, everyone knows what to do? Yep. Deep engineering is to the north.
I'll go with Beck. In case she needs some muscle.
I'll head east to the founder's office. You two be safe. Can I go in here after them? Deep engineering, wait. Beck and Rolo have that covered. Okay. That's odd. There's not even any cups for the water. Why would that be odd? Offices are out of cups all the time. Oh god, it's a maze. Straight. You can do it. A hallway to nowhere? What's going on here? Can I read this? I can. Is this some sort of mind game? Okay, let's go up. And here. And here. And here. I have not been keeping track of where I've gone. Okay, I think I went through this way, and then I go up, and then I go down, and then I go down, and then I go down. Solomon?
Solomon stopped in his tracks.
Luka? What are you doing here? It's a long story. Are you okay?
A veneer of confusion flashed across Solomon's face. His words rushed out dramatically.
No, I am most certainly not okay. Some strange people grabbed me and... Were they in hazmat suits? Yes, how did you know? They brought me here and locked me up, and when they were distracted, I ran. This conniving, scheming, conniving little pupper. Dang. Okay, you should stick with me. I've got a plan.
Solomon's facade briefly faltered.
We? Yeah, Rolo and Beck are headed to deep engineering. Thank heavens you found me. We've got to get out of here. We can't leave just yet. But they'll catch us again. I've got to do something first. When you were running, did you happen to see a door marked Founder? Founder? Why are you looking for him? I'm not. I just need to get into that office. Now that you mention it, I do think I saw a door that said Founder. It was just down this way.
Luka
Don't trust him.
Notice a plaque above the door.
Office of the Founder. Knocking comes with consequences. Oh, here it is. So it is. It's pretty lucky I ran into you, or else I might have missed it. Truly fortunate.
Luka tried the handle.
Locked.
Solomon leaned forward to examine the mechanism.
Regrettably, it seemed to be some sort of electrical lock. I don't see how we could possibly defeat a lock like that.
Luka smiled and looked at his watch.
Let's just wait a minute. Just smacking the electrical field. I don't know what sort of funny business you're up to, but I like it.
She mimed a quick hat tip and ambled off with a whistle.
I like Ilona. Howdy. Good afternoon.
The light on the keypad changed from red to green.
How did you do that?
It's good to have friends. Quick, let's get inside before someone spots us.
Luka switched on his walkie-talkie.
Rolo, I'm in. As expected, there's a control panel.
Great timing. We're stuck at the locked door marked number 24601. Need you to get us through. What if someone catches us? We should get out of here.
I'm not leaving my friends, Solomon.
On the computer screen, a green cursor blinked in a password field.
Surely you don't have a way to get around the password.
Luka pecked out his best guess. Underground secrets. The screen blinked to life. Columns of green numbers glowed on a black background.
It was a very poor password. How did you just guess that? Oh, it's this absurd password Rolo heard when he was down here before. It's funny how someone arrogant enough to call themselves the founder uses such a basic password. The tension of knowing that Solomon is the founder. Or they were thinking several moves ahead, not expecting anyone to guess something so simple. These villain types always end up outsmarting themselves.
Solomon's jaw clenched into a half smile.
Your powers of deduction are as impressive as your luck.
Luka quickly scanned the columns for number 24601.
Rolo, I think this should do it.
Bingo bango, doors open. Luka, you never fail to impress.
What is that slippery lout even doing down here? We have a friend whose mom is in trouble. We're here to get her out.
I see. Okay, Luka, I think we're close. The next door is marked 13806.
Once again, Luka scrutinized the numbers on the screen. In that moment of distraction, Solomon reached forward and pressed a large red button.
Maybe this one opens the lock. Crap, we've got company. Luka, must go faster.
One sec, I can't think with all this noise.
He quickly skimmed the screen with his finger.
Here it is, 13806. Go, go, go.
Curse these fumbling hands. My apologies, Luka.
Don't beat yourself up. I know you were just trying to help. No, he wasn't. Don't trust him. It's all a lie. A big, fluffy, cute little lie.
Aw, man. No water cups.
Rolo. Rolo, are you okay? Rolo, come in.
Mr. Kerr approached with a sneer and spoke into his walkie-talkie.
You can turn off the alarms. They're trapped.
With self-satisfaction, he called into the hallway.
That, my dears, is a dead end. Nowhere to run.
Rolo, where are you? Are you okay?
Yeah, I think we lost him. Making our way back to Nellie's office. Okay, you two rabble-rousers are coming with us.
Nope. Make a break for it.
Did that little shit just kick me?
Don't just stand there. After them.
Okay, I think that worked. Roxy and Fitz have them on a wild goose chase.
I am having trouble following what just happened. Like I said, it's good to have friends. Rolo, how long do you think Roxy can distract them?
How long can Roxy keep someone so pissed off they can't see straight? Let's just say we've got time. Entering Nellie's office now.
Mom! Oh, honey, what did you do to your hair? I thought you'd be happy. I finally used the Young Chemist lab kit. You sure have a knack for making me incredibly proud in the most frustrating ways. We need to get you out of here.
We? Who is your adult friend? Oh, I'm not an adult. Ever heard of a growth spurt? I had more of a growth spew.
No, that's not possible.
Nellie leaned over to examine his teeth.
Substantial banding on the enamel of the molars consistent with tempest liquamen exposure.
Is that what you call the gunk they forced me to drink?
You drank it? Oh no. They told me it was only being tested on plants. Oh, Beck, sweetie, I promise I didn't know. Mom, what the hell is going on in this place? I was brought here to work on the discovery of a lifetime. A novel chemical compound was discovered under Beacon Pines in a wellspring they called the Source. They named it Tempest Liquamen. It pulls energy from its surroundings in order to fundamentally alter matter's relationship to time. It was the secret to Valentine's fertilizer. They harvested the source, infusing small amounts of Tempest Liquamen into the product. It worked wonders, drastically accelerating plant growth. Crops would be ready to harvest in a fraction of the time. But it led to complications.
The fell harvest.
Perennial Harvest came in to clean up the mess to succeed where Valentine failed. But Tempest Liquamen is rebellious.
Rebellious?
You can think of it as a manifestation of change itself. It's volatile by its very nature. So, the more you try to force it to do a specific thing, the more it resists, yes. I can relate to that. My role was to finish the work of my predecessor, Dr. Prescott. Harnessing Tempest Liquamen to reliably manipulate an organism's age. Just imagine how many people we could feed. Mr. Kerr was very insistent that we achieve a successful result before today's festival. But you didn't, right?
Nellie sighed.
You know how much I love a good puzzle. I poured myself into the problem. It wasn't long until I discovered oddities in Dr. Prescott's notes.
Oddities?
They contained obvious errors, mistakes that someone of his reputation would never make. So I fixed them and
now I got to replace my entire wardrobe.
I really am truly sorry.
Meh. Those clothes were all hand-me-downs anyway.
It sounds like Dr. Prescott figured it out, got cold feet, and intentionally sabotaged his own work. I had considered that possibility. I've sent a letter asking him to clarify his thinking. Dr. Prescott is dead. Kerr had him killed. What? I overheard them talking about it on the radio.
It's why we gotta get you out of here.
I just...
Like, now?
Wait, the vial. I finally solved the chemical equation allowing direct control of aging. Mr. Kerr picked it up just before you came. All the more reason we gotta hightail it.
Luka, we've got Dr. Moodwell heading your way now.
Roger that. Be careful. Alright, everything's on track.
And what is your plan for escape?
We'll go over everything when they get here. In the meantime, maybe we can dig up some more info. Malice 80 proof whiskey. A hard drink for a hard man. Ah! It was the same whiskey that we found in the pond fishing. Also, if you notice above it, the picture of Sharper with his two children, all of the darts are in the... I forget what his name is, but it's in the... All the darts have been thrown at his son, which is unfortunate. Wow, even his alcohol is arrogant.
Solomon muttered inaudibly.
I should just smother you right now. What was that? I said I shouldn't bother you right now. Don't be silly, you're no bother at all.
Luka tugged on each of the cabinets.
Dang, this must be the good stuff. They're all locked. Perhaps he's not as careless as you suspected. Man, he's getting real triggered by what I'm saying. Looks like the founder was helping Kerr plan the festival. Why would such a secretive leader be obsessed with a party? Only time will tell.
Luka held his hand up to the ashtray.
Still warm. He must have been in here recently. Luka, have some thoughts here. You literally saw Solomon come out of this very office and then try to dissuade you from going into said office, and now you're seeing that the ashtray is still warm? Have some reasoning here. Can't examine the scarf. I'll talk to him last. Let's see what else this bad boy has on it. Security system, time card logs, payroll. You know, for being so evil, this guy sure is boring.
Solomon once again muttered under his breath.
Just you wait. Huh? Oh, nothing. I'm really sorry you got dragged into this mess, Solomon. You needn't worry about me. Well, I feel bad either way. We're gonna get you out of this, I promise.
With a subtle, quivering lip, a smile crawled across Solomon's face. They heard the trampling of frantic footsteps from the hallway.
Lock it, lock it, lock it! Locked. How would they lock it if Ilona destroyed the electrical cable? Anyway, that was close. When we left Nellie's office, it was swarming with clipboards. We barely got away. Did they follow you? Rolo, before we start tossing blame around, is it possible someone ordered a pizza? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Definitely not pizza. What now? Don't look at me. I'm officially retiring from the heisting business. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. We just have a few quick questions. Let me just think. Can someone watch the door? Of course. He's gonna let them in. Everyone else, huddle up. Oops. I think this little caper has gone on long enough. Solomon, no. Hush now, child. The adults are speaking. Dr. Moodwell, a brief reintroduction is in order. We've never met in person, but we have corresponded. You see, it was I who hired you. Solomon, the pathetic orphan child. The powerful and enigmatic founder. Sharper, the fallen progenitor who created this town. Perennial harvest, Valentine fertilizer, all connected by a single thread. Yours truly. But that's...
Her eyes searched the floor in thought. Solomon watched eagerly, waiting for the flicker of epiphany. With a sickened look, she peered into his soul.
Yes, now you've got it. Tempest Liquidman, you discovered how to reverse the process.
Solomon clapped with genuine delight.
Very good, Dr. Moodwell, very good. Though the discovery wasn't intentional.
Solomon glanced down, examining his youthful form.
And the effects went a little too far for my tastes. That's why you needed me to finish Dr. Prescott's work. Which you did, admirably. Mr. Kerr, the vial, please.
Kerr presented it with a theatrical twirl of the hand.
May I present to you the eighth wonder of
Before he
the...
could finish, Rolo snatched the vial from Kerr's palm.
Wow, this stuff sounds pretty valuable. Be careful, you fool. You have no idea what you have in your hand. Actually, we do. You just did a whole evil villain monologue thingy about it.
Rolo casually tossed the vial to Luka.
Good catch. Gosh, maybe I'll have a taste.
Luka jiggled the vial mockingly.
Seize him. Luka, over here. Move another inch and I'll smash it.
She held it tightly behind her back. Solomon sighed, speaking in crisp, measured syllables.
You have no plan.
I'll smash it, I swear.
Fine. Risk killing us all. Or, if you're lucky, nothing happens. Then what? We capture you and grant you much less leniency.
He pursed his lips with feigned sincerity.
But I give you my word. If you hand it over now, none of you will be harmed.
A deep uncertainty washed over Beck.
You're a smart girl, Beck. But there's no shame in being outwitted by someone smarter than you. We both know there is only one way to end this.
She looked to Nellie shakily. With a dispirited nod, Nellie sighed in defeat. Beck slowly approached Solomon.
That's a good girl. Beck, don't do it. We can't trust that jerk.
I'm sorry. He's right.
With apprehension, Beck conceded.
No.
Solomon pocketed the vial and brushed off his shoulder with a sharp flick.
Mr. Kerr, you have allowed yourself to be humiliated by a group of children. Report to my office tomorrow for a performance review.
The blood drained from Kerr's face.
Of course, sir. First, you have a speech to make. Trot out there and give me introduction I deserve. And don't forget to smile. Yes, sir. And to think, all of this is thanks to the efforts of Mr. Van Horn. I don't understand. How is this all because of me? I said Mr. Van Horn, silly child. Dr. Walt Van Horn. Your father was always a thorn in my side. I offered him an opportunity to be a part of something great, but the fool was blinded by righteousness. He even broke into my laboratory in an attempt to sabotage my work.
Solomon shook his head with gratification.
But the universe has a funny way of correcting course. By meddling with a force he didn't understand, Walt showed me its true potential. As fate would have it, Luka, your father's dying act was to grant me eternal life.
A muffled applause resonated faintly through the walls.
Well, that's my cue. After the festivities and my subsequent ascension, I will return to deal with you all. Until then, I suggest you use this time to reflect on the magnitude of your failure. You three, keep post outside the door. Well, crap. Hey. I'm sorry, Luka. I did what I had to do. I know, it's just, we were so close. I've got a feeling that eventually Solomon will get what's coming to him. Time heals all wounds is the phrase. Well, time seems like less of an issue for him now.
Nellie was staring at the floor, deep in thought.
Sorry, Luka. Can you give me a minute to calm my mind?
I can't believe Beck sold us out like that.
I'm not sure she had any other choice.
So what now? What's the plan?
I don't have one.
Of course you do. You always have a plan.
Rolo.
You just need some time.
Rolo, it's over. We lost. Luka, there's something you should know. After Mr. Kerr locked me in that office, I had nothing but time and curiosity. I poked around a bit, hoping to find a means of escape, but I found something else.
Your gran is actually your mama.
A note hidden in a false drawer.
What sort of note?
Dr. Prescott must have sensed his time at Perennial Harvest was growing short. So he left behind a letter with the hope it would be found by his successor. It was a confession of sorts. He left it for me, but its contents... Luka, I think they were meant for you.
Why? What did it say?
It was about an incident with your mother. Dr. Prescott found her in his lab with a stolen key card. There was an accident. She had been exposed to extreme amounts of Tempest liquamin.
The color dropped from Luka's face.
She survived. Dr. Prescott decided to help her recover. He no longer trusted Perennial Harvest, so he kept her whereabouts a secret. Over time, your mother led him to reconsider the purpose of scientific discovery. Science is often at the vanguard of change, but that doesn't mean it's always right. He realized that no one should have control over something as powerful as time itself. I now believe that's why he began to intentionally sabotage his own work. And it cost him his life. That's a reasonable conclusion.
Luka was overwhelmed with emotion.
But if she's alive, where has she been? Where is she now?
A sudden explosion sounded from the hull. Chapter 8. Comeuppance. Ears still ringing, Gran picked herself up off the ground. Through the dust and smoke, she looked over to see Mrs. Fratelli helping Hiram Tolliver to his feet. She'd had to beg, borrow, and steal to acquire those explosives.
Oh, you know what? I just realized something. That's why Hiram was so confused when they said Gran, when they were interrogating him in the basement. That's why he was so confused, because she's not actually a grandmother, technically.
How many nights had she spent visualizing how she'd use them to make things right? And now, her one shot at destroying the source, that damned hole that swallowed so much of her life, was gone. Traded for this jagged hole in a wall and a foolhardy shot at rescuing Rolo. With Fratelli and Tolliver at her side, she stepped through. It was a strange feeling. The last time she'd stalked this maze of hallways, it was in a different body.
Hey, but at least she didn't use it on the source, because we know how that ended.
They quickly rounded a corner to find a group of clipboards guarding a door. Something worth guarding is probably something worth seeing. She leapt forward, brandishing her cane. If her last chance at vengeance for things lost was truly gone, she would just have to fight to keep what she still had.
Gran, what are you doing here?
Luka, what are you doing here?
We're here to save Nellie.
We're here to save Rolo.
Hey, Mrs. Lucas Gran. That's awful nice of you. But I'm fine.
Oh no,
What did they...
Gran, there's no time to explain. We have to go now. Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash.
They made their way out from deep within Perennial Harvest, just as Solomon finished up his speech.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket.
We've got to stop him.
In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
No.
Well, I guess that's it. We've lost.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Oh, she
With a
switched him.
mischievous look, Beck elbowed Luka. Remember when I had the vial behind my back?
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little... Let's go evil Beck for a minute.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little malice.
Malice? The whiskey from his office? Oh. Okay, so not that evil. Yep. Dude had an unfinished glass on his desk. Figured his grow juice would use a little hair for the... What? Figured his grow juice could use a little air of the dog. Hair of the dog. You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Now that's what I call 80 poof whiskey. Damn, dude. Pop Goes the Weasel is the achievement.
The crowd gazed in stunned silence at the now empty stage. The quiet was broken when William Kerr sprinted off stage and into the distance. He was never seen around Beacon Pines, or anywhere else for that matter, again. Watching the silhouette of Kerr disappear over the horizon, Luka began to laugh. First, a low chuckle that became uncontrolled, heaving laughter. Through his tears, he was vaguely aware that the crowd had begun to laugh with him. The end. That was unexpected. Perhaps a bit of an absurd ending for my taste, but who am I to say? I'm only writing the damn thing.
Okay, well, that is where we are going to end today's episode. I wanted to end it on not the true ending. I figured that change is going to be the correct one, but I think I'm going to save that for the next / last episode. This is a really good game. I am really impressed by its storytelling, and it legitimately surprised me in some circumstances. I'm pretty good at figuring things out when it comes to like movies and things like that, but I think it's a little different when you're playing a video game and recording it for that matter, because you're focusing on so many different things that you're not focusing on trying to figure it out. So I've been pleasantly surprised with this game. It's really good. But in the meantime, we will see what happens in the next episode. Leave a comment down below how you're enjoying this game, or your thoughts on it. And in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, your week, whatever. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye!